I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, February the 8th, coming to you from the Cheyenne Ridge Hunting Lodge here in Minotera, Nebraska at the Consolidated Beef Producers Regional Meeting, brought to you in part by Cargill Vigor Tone. Part of being in the cattle business is dealing with things that are out of your control. It comes with the job. But when you feed Vigor Tone Mineral, there's one thing you can always count on: peace of mind knowing your cattle are getting the nutrition they need when they need it. Learn more at vigortone.com. Tell you what, listening to these negotiated cash sellers here, getting a lot of optimism. It sounds like that the fruition of all these weather cattle that's been pulling the mud and the bitter cold temperatures is going to hit just about the time that the packers are going to start showing more demand, getting ready for that early grilling season, and looks like we've maybe got a chance to gain quite a bit of ground in this fat cattle trade. You know, maybe as high as 130 or into the 130s. We've got to make hay between now and the June board. April's trading a little bit premium to what February is, and that's an opportunity to gain a lot of ground because June is a big drop off. We've known that because we've been trying to buy feeder cattle in line with it, and it's just tough to do. But you look at the board on Thursday, February live cattle futures down 10 cents at 126.30, and all those deliveries that were tendered on that February board did not really hurt the market all that much. You look at the April, down 32 cents at 126.82. March feeder cattle up 7 cents at 143.25. April up 2 cents at 144.87. Your out fronts were a little bit higher than the nearbys, and August actually broke $150, which might sound high, but I tell you what, you think about those grass yearlings coming off the Flint Hill pastures, double stock and stuff, things like that. We should be closer to $170 than $150 on those. Look at your fat cattle trade. Still have not established a market yet, but did have a few more sales in Iowa, around 600s, all from 198 to mostly 199. Had a few in Nebraska at 198, but it's looking like everybody's priced at 126, 127. Probably realistically finally going to break that 125 mark that we've been trying to break into for the last several weeks. But like I said, down the line, you know, it's looking like these lighter weights coming in, these weather cattle are going to hit right in that better demand, and going to be ramping up the kills to stock their shelves and get their coffers ready for all that grilling demand, that early spring demand that always shows up there in early spring. Look at your box beef cutout values. They were a little lower, which is going to make it a little bit tougher to gain too much ground this week, but still thinking the 125. We'll have to find out. Of course, it's going to be a late Friday trade on your fat cattle, but choice cuts down 86 cents Thursday afternoon at 216.71. Selects down 84 at 211.53. Your slaughter's been pretty good, 470,000, which is 7,000 more than last week, and also 7,000 more than the same week a year ago. You guys want to take note that Cargill plant in Fort Morgan, Colorado is going to be closed for several days there right after Valentine's Day. They've got some things they've got to do to the plant to get it up to scale, and that's going to be coming right after Valentine's Day for a few days there, which is going to cut back on your kills for next week and probably early the following week. Look at your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on Cattle Market Central down 21 cents based on an 800-pound steer at 141.74. You compare that to the CME cash feeder cattle index at 141.81, so pretty tight right there. Look at some of your markets. Pratt, Kansas, 2,500 head there. Feeder steers mostly steady to $4 lower. Feeder heifers were mostly steady and steady to firm in some spot. Calves not well tested. Mitchell, South Dakota, 3,800 head there. Had a bad blizzard and 20 to 30 degrees below zero, but still 3,800 head gives you an idea how kind of cattle they run there at Mitchell. Your feeders were steady to $2 lower. Lighter weight feeders and calves steady to $2 higher. Go out east and look at a market that sells pretty good. Bluegrass Stockyard South in Stanford, Kentucky had 2 loads and 1 drag. 850-pound steers, 120 of them bring $144.75. How about Clarinda, Iowa? John Anderson, Frank Hepker had a pretty good sale on Thursday. 64 head of steers weighed 654 at $166.75. Ogallala, Nebraska, 5,400 head at Ogallala. Good sale, but they had a whale of a sale last week, if you remember. But your steers weighing under 6, $2 to $4 higher. 6 to 800 pounds, $4 to $6 lower. But your 8-weight big feeding steers in Ogallala bring $2 more. Heifers steady to $4 lower. Look at a couple quotes out of Ogallala on Thursday. 69 head of 860-pound steers in Ogallala bring $150 even. Look at some calves in Ogallala. 91 head of steers weighed 528 at $195. That's a pretty good clip. And that's your feeder flash for Friday.